Okay, this is Mr. Goldstein, and I have the privilege to interview him today for Miss Talmadge class. So he's going to go ahead and introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Saul Goldstein. I've been a special ed teacher in the Maplewood South Orange School District for, I think it's been 15 years.
Wow.
Prior to that, I worked as an aide in this district, a substitute teacher. So I've been in the district on and off since 1986.
Wow. Okay. And what grade level are you teaching now?
This year I have 2 replacement math classes for 8th grade and 2 in-class supports for 7th grade.
Okay. And Mr. Goldstein, what made you choose this profession, especially special education? It's really hard.
Like a lot of teachers, I always liked working with kids. When I was in college, I started substitute teaching. I was a TV production major, and I started subbing at a school, and I just loved, teaching kids.
And what are the challenges of working with your students as far as behaviors?
A lot of the challenges of a lot of the students is, in what I see is, we don't get a lot of parental support. And if you don't have parental support, if you go home and no one's on top of you to check your work, make sure you're doing your work, it might not be a priority.
Exactly. Okay. And as far as behavior, do they act properly when they walk into class? I mean, do they behave like a normal class?
Some do, some don't. And the ones that don't are pretty consistent in not behaving. And that's not the reason that they're in the special ed class. It's just there's some learning disability why most of them are here.
Okay.
In my class.
In your class. And as far as, let me ask you the easy question. Tell me about the rewards of working with those students.
I mean, the rewards of some of the students is they have a difficult time learning some of the concepts. In math, in a replacement class, you follow the curriculum that the regular 8th grade students are, but you're going at a slower pace, you modify the curriculum. And I remember last year I had a kid in 7th grade. I mean, when he got it, you'd see a light go on, and he just had a big smile on his face. And
yeah.
That doesn't always happen, but I remember that kid doing that.
When it does, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good. And since you have to modify the curriculum, how do you normally plan your lessons?
I plan my lessons based on assessments.
Okay.
I see what the assessment is, and I base my instruction on that, which also follows the 8th grade math curriculum.
Okay. And do they get graded like normal?
Absolutely. Everything is graded. I don't grade homework, but I grade quizzes, tests, and assessments, just like the regular 8th grade math students.
And the other question that I have for you, do they work in groups like cooperative learning?
Sometimes they do, but in some of my classes, they don't work well with
groups?
somebody else. So sometimes we try it, we try different things.
Okay.
Some days it'll work, some days it won't.
Okay. And as far as assessment material, do you use a formal assessment, or you just informal, meaning that you ask them after every lesson, you might ask them, do you understand what we're doing? If you don't understand, do you need any help? How can I help you?
As we go along in the lesson, I could see that sometimes teachers use an exit evaluation where it might be a problem based on the day's lesson, and you collect that, and then you could see. Quizzes I make up myself. Assessments are district-wide, which I modify.
Okay, excellent. And just 2 more questions left. As far as routines, do you have any routines that the kids must follow so they won't get lost along the way?
Yeah, well, when they come into the class, there's either a do now on the board or a do now sitting at their desk. So hopefully they come in and they start becoming students.
Okay. And I think I asked you earlier about physical characteristic. I'm going to explain that, which means, are they kind of fidgety? Do they walk around? Can they sit down for a long period of time? Do they move around a lot? Or do you
Some do. Some could sit and be model students. Some are very fidgety. Some people talk too much, and some of them can't control it.
Okay, and some of them, maybe they might be daydreaming and you have to bring them back once in a while and do their work. Now, since this is a challenge work you do every day, after you leave school, what do you do to unwind, to get your mind cleared up?
Go get drunk? No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I'm busy. At this season, I go coach baseball. Otherwise, if I wasn't coaching baseball, I'd probably go home, take the dogs for a walk, or go run or do something for myself.
And my last question, I don't know if you can answer that one for me. Do you consider emotional disturbance, like kids who can't sit down, kids who are fidgety, you know, who's having a hard time to focus, do you consider that the same as a mental illness, maybe?
No.
That's different?
No, the kids that are fidgety, I don't know what the cause is, but it's not. Some could be an emotional disturbance, but no, some kids are just hyper or ADHD, and they can't help it.
They can't help it. And also the kids that, in comparison, the kids that are in your class versus a normal class, do you find them, maybe they might have like low self-esteem? Absolutely.
When they come into this room, being in the small classes, the kids know, and they feel that the kids put them down or think that they're stupid or dumb.
Okay. Or do they show any kind of aggression, maybe? They're kind of aggressive toward the other kids?
No, not this year. Some years, yes.
Yes. Or can they be like, what is the word? Do they talk back to you in any way?
Not so much this year. I've had kids in the past that were
So you are kind of lucky this year.
I guess you could say.
Okay. And that's about it.
Okay.
That was easy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Goldstein. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, this is your